Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson. 2022 has been a great year, and I've been very fortunate to be able to work with such a great group of co-hosts on all of the shows that you find on Blind Abilities, from Serena, Callie, Seyoon, Pete, Simon, Sarlie, Dacia, Beth, Robin, Jesse, Chee Chau, Serena Olsen, and I'm sure there's others that I may have been missing right now, but thank you all so much for being part of the Blind Abilities network of podcasts and making it what it is today. Couldn't have done it without you.
What about Marlon? You forgot Marlon! What the heck?
Thanks, little dude, and yes, Marlon. And little dude.
Well, yeah.
As we head into this new year, 2023, wow. It's getting up there, isn't it? 2023, who would have thought? But here it comes. And from all of us here at Blind Abilities, we want to thank you for listening. We want to wish all of you nothing but health, happiness, and joy. Thank you so much. And I'm going to leave you with a little story from when I was a kid. With all this winter around us here, it's really cold today. I could think back to when I was a kid. I ended up buying my childhood home, and one day I walked back to check it all out, and I remembered as a little kid, we used to walk down this street just a little short ways and go between the houses and down this little hill to the lake. Then we'd trudge across the lake pulling our sleds. I'm talking about these wooden sleds with steel rails on them. We call them radio flyers and flexible flyers or whatever they were called. We pulled them toboggans too. But we'd get over to the hill and we'd look up, and it was enormous. It was a Mount Everest of a hill. It was Gruenberg Hill. Yeah. We would trudge our way up there pulling our sleds, and when we finally got to the top, we would pause and turn and take in the whole view. The trestle was to our left where the railroad tracks ran. But down the hill, down on the flat valley part, out towards Lock Lake. It was huge. And just before we would go down that hill, we would look over at our friend and give him that look. That meant if something happens, if something goes wrong, tell Mom I love her. It was a quick glance, but we understood it. And then we put the rope down onto the sled so it wouldn't get under the rails, and we backed it up and we went 1, and we moved it back and forth 2, and on 3 we plopped our belly down on a full run and gazed our sights right down between the rails and held on and steered, and we went faster and faster, and we would get down to the valley and we'd keep on going, and if we made it to the lake, go off the little ledge. Oh, it's only about a foot tall, but you'd fly off that ledge and onto the lake. And if you made it to the lake and it was glassy, you would go for a long ways. You could then turn around and look back up the hill, and everybody knew you were a hero. You made it to Lock Lake. Well, then you turn around and pull the sled back up and trudge your way down as your friend would come down and you'd watch them go. Oh, it was unbelievable. It was full of excitement. That ride seemed like it was over 20 minutes long. It probably was more like 20 seconds, but it seemed like it was 20 minutes. And then off to the side where the snowmobiles would go up, there was this treacherous bending path through the woods, but if you steered right and if you held on tight, you could make the curves and come out and slide right along into the main path of the main trail. That was fun and exciting, but it took a double dog dare for you to do it. But if someone did dare you to do it, then you had to show that you weren't scared. I ain't scared. Yeah, tried it a few times, but most of the time, most of us knew it wasn't as fun as the lightning speed you get going on when you went down Gruenberg Hill. Like I said, I bought my parents' house, the place where I grew up, and I did walk down there one day between those houses. They probably thought I was a trespasser. They probably called the cops. But I went down, went right on to the lake and checked it out a little bit and trudged my way over there. There weren't any paths anymore, and there weren't any skating rinks that I could slide across anymore. Most of the neighborhood has grown up, and now their parents are fading away. I did the paper out in this neighborhood, so I knew everybody. Well, they knew me as a kid that wanted 35 cents for the weekly paper or something like that. Anyways, I got to Gruenberg Hill. And I looked up and saw a little hill. And I climbed to the top of it. I'm sure people might have been wondering, what the heck is this guy doing? But I got to the top and I turned around and took a look over the hill and the trestle and the lake. And it was just a lake and a hill and a trestle. It wasn't much. It wasn't like my memory had built it up to be. I just thought to myself, wow, I'm going to go back to my memory. It was much better being a kid. What a perspective. So if you have any memories, some perspectives that have changed over the time and you relish those memories, go ahead, back up into them, live them out a little bit. They're priceless. So at the turning of the new year here, to all of you, I wish you all happiness, joy, and peace. Until next time, bye-bye. Be sure to contact your state services for the blind, your Voc Rehab, and find out what they can do for you. Live, work, read, succeed. For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities, and download the free Blind Abilities app from the App Store and Google Play Store. That's 2 words, Blind Abilities. And if you want to leave some feedback, give us some suggestions, give us a call at 612-367-6093. We'd love to hear from you. A big shout out to Chee Chau for his beautiful music. You can follow Chee Chau on Twitter at Chee Chau. I want to thank you for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.
When we share
what we see through
each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap
between the limited expectations and the reality of blind abilities.
And the realities of blind abilities.